Okay, I'm gonna, so you have to like say when I call the meeting to order and all.
Oh,
that
you mean what
jazz.
time?
Yeah, so I'm calling the meeting to order at 6:30. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so the agenda is in front of you and I sent it out like a week early for people to have input. The executive session went back and forth and back and forth. We do not have an executive session tonight. And I did print out the 4 stipulations for what you would have it for. So we don't have one tonight. And then at the 11th hour, confidential material on a litigation came in that we would use in an executive session. We'll do next month when we have Marion and Maggie back, and we'll have a chance to look at it before we go in
Yep,
to
that's
discuss
fine.
it. Okay. So I need a motion to adopt the agenda in front of you.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
A second.
any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The agenda is adopted and we have 2 sets of meeting minutes to approve. I didn't print them, but Maggie sent them to everyone. Were they in your packet that got printed for you?
From
We-
last month's meeting.
We had the July minutes and then amended June minutes because you wanted a correction,
got it.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll take those items separately.
Okay.
Approval of the July minutes, I need a motion.
I'll make the motion for the minutes from the July meeting.
All right, I can second that. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of aye?
Aye.
And then the amended June minutes. Motion to approve.
Make a motion for the amendments.
Okay,
I will second.
okay, all in favor, or any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who seconded that? I did.
Chris did.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, so my report, I usually put little bullet points to remind myself. Kind of goes over some of the action items. I did make connection with Supervisor Niles from the Lake Luzerne Town Hall regarding the idea that we have of the handyman sharing.
Mhm.
He is open to it, but he needed a couple things. And he shared a couple things. One, they're having trouble hiring as well. It's not like they have immense staff, that's
Mhm.
an overflow of staff. So that's part of an issue. They're related to things in the past. There's some governance regarding not letting employees work for public officials outside the town. I imagine.
Maybe in their contract.
Okay, I don't know that both of us are like, we'll ask our lawyers. We don't know if this falls under that.
Mhm.
And he wanted to see if we could give him ahead of time, maybe just a more
Mhm.
concrete list of, okay, here's 5 items that we need. Do you have somebody that could cover those? So bottom line is, in the end, we're communicating, he's open to it. We have to do it a certain way and he's trying to figure that out and we're trying to figure that out. So, Mary does have at the end of her report, a list of maintenance items, and you were more familiar with the maintenance items than
I
anyone
don't know if
probably.
maintenance or wish list, one or the other.
Okay,
You know, some of those get into more than just fixing the light bulb, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Some of
right,
the
right.
stuff that she's wishing for,
is like
we're gonna.
minimal, like
Probably
on the
have to get bid
smaller
things.
construction side, but not capital project.
Bids on a few of the things. to be honest
Okay.
with you.
Okay, well, that's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Right,
But just for general handyman, I spoke to an individual, he didn't know if he could be here tonight or not, he lives here in the town of Hadley. He seemed to be very interested in it.
oh, okay,
Didn't think he could get here tonight, but, you know, I haven't forgot about it, that's.
okay, okay.
All right.
And I didn't call Hadley Town board to see if they had anybody, or were interested. So we're just kind of exploring
Yep.
a solution at this
Yep.
point, but I did make contact. And Supervisor Niles was very open to talking and seeking a solution also. What else okay. Chris and Beth, I gave you a copy of our old survey
Yes.
that we used for the long-range strategic plan. And I dug out my binder of all the minutes that I took from meetings, so I just wanna let you know, like, I'm open to helping
Okay.
and guiding and trying to let you know what we did before. I did find in the minutes that we very specifically set a timeline,
Mhm.
and when we were redoing it, we worked from March to August, so we took 6 months, we met once a month in order to get it done, so if you wanna,
Okay.
I don't know when our deadline is, honestly. I think ours goes to 2027, so we're trying to look at least starting the process, before the start of the year.
Okay.
Okay. Was that, I called, Josh. Jacquard the former trustee has a key to the building that he has to turn in. It becomes Chris's key. I did make contact with him today. And, he's gonna drop it off when he gets back from Connecticut where he is. And I did, make contact with Robert. We had an email and then we had a phone conversation. I asked Chris to come for the phone conversation so that, two minds are better than one to try to sort through and figure it out and remember. Then we followed up with the collaborative email saying, this is a summary of what we think we heard. And he was responding to us, which he did at 5 o'clock tonight. So I can tell you some things in terms of his answers, but in terms of going into in-depth conversation, like I said, you're gonna have to see the confidential documents, and we'll have to discuss that in executive session next month. So he says that basically he says that the 3 cases are closed. These documents demonstrate that the matters are each concluded and fully closed. That's the part I can tell you. And in terms of the insurance, questions. Oh, he says the insurance claims at Utica Mutual are also closed, but he had left a message to confirm that. And Utica has not told him anything different, but according to him, everything is closed. And there's more on here, but I just can't go into that. So just so you think, Colin, I'm not just brushing off saying, he said it, we're doing it. But, so you'll get to see exactly what he said. He explains what we paid, what was owed, blah, blah, blah. The resolution, he says, is a credit of $2,000 applied to the library's account to offset the monies that library pays, as his retainer. That's a solution. And the insurance on, that he does recommend we get the employment practices liability insurance, EPLI coverage. We need to seek to obtain. We don't currently have it, and we do need that one. And that's, I think, all I can share right now, openly. Okay?
Okay.
Emails, you all have it. I'll print it for you before you go, okay? I think that was all of my reporting. Okay.
So before we jump off that, so the paperwork that I got, which is sent out, Marion made me copies of it the other day.
That does not include.
So we're not gonna discuss any of that tonight then, Janice?
No,
So just let that go.
right,
Sorry.
right. We're gonna come back to it. We're gonna do it next month at an executive session.
Okay.
If we've run out of time for something, we'll have to figure that out for a special meeting.
So as of right now, we're not accepting anything that he has spent to you until after we have an executive session meeting. Is that correct?
I don't know what that means, accepting it. I'm gonna print it out so you
Accepting
can
what
see it.
sent to you in regards to $2,000 credit and everything else. We
I-
can't legally accept that until after we have a executive session on that, correct?
I don't know.
No,
He
no.
also, we should mention that he said he would be at the executive session.
If we
meeting
wanted
if we
to.
Wanted to.
Yeah.
So that could be the best situation.
I don't know what accept, we don't have to vote to say we're
Yeah, we
giving
don't have to-
something.
No, I know, but he sent this to you.
Yes,
You are under the assumption that that's what we're selling on or accepting? That's, I guess, my question.
I think that that is,
Cause
what
you're
we're
thinking that's not what we wanna do?
No, I think it needs to be discussed thoroughly.
Good, well,
okay,
let's,
then,
let's invite
did
I
him.
guess then you're right, then we
Yeah.
won't be
I
doing.
did
we-
about
Okay,
3.5 hours today.
okay,
That nothing against anybody here on the board,
yeah,
but none of you even know about.
okay.
Yeah, then definitely let's have him come
We'll
to.
have-
No, we don't need it.
Well, he wants to be at the executive board
Does
session.
he?
Yes.
Hopefully he brings his files.
Okay,
Well,
I'll let him know, what you're asking for him to have. Plus, like I just said, you haven't seen exactly what came in at 5 o'clock yet,
No,
so let me do
Okay.
that first.
Colin, and I have a question which could be really helpful to have him, since you have information that we don't have, like maybe bullet item, would you be willing to do that in the invitation that we send him to our meeting? That helps him to prepare to
No,
answer the question.
because he's already got it all. It's his job to represent
Okay,
his firm that was supposed to be representing our firm.
okay, so we'll just extend the invitation then with
Okay.
no,
Yep. That's,
just to
that's,
tell him.
that's the way I would like it to be. All
Okay.
right,
All right,
all right, thank you.
and, that is the end. Oh, sorry.
I have a non-controversial question. What is the EPLI insurance bias? What is that?
Employment. I just closed it out. Employment, something, liability insurance, employment.
So without that, we, like if one of us, if an employee got hurt, is,
I think it goes a little beyond that, and I think.
It's
we need
better-
To have it.
Yeah, and it's something that every organization like us should have. It says it has better coverage than the directors and officers policy. And it covers potential losses instead of just defense costs only.
instead of what?
Defense costs only.
Yeah, it's not just about paying lawyers, it's also additional
Okay,
coverage for, loss. Let's put it that way.
Like if someone got hurt or something? Well, like, don't we
like if
have,
there's a settlement, I think,
Yeah,
oh,
it's,
like we have to pay out a settlement.
yeah,
The settlement part is
oh,
covered as
if
well
an
as the
employee
defense.
gets sued for something?
Yeah. I think,
I think it'll be a good thing to talk about at
yeah,
the executive session, and in the meantime, we can simply look it up online, what ELPI means, yeah.
yep,
Okay.
okay,
All right.
I'm closing out of that email.
So Janice, you'll invite Robert to our next.
I will.
Is that- Okay.
I will.
Thank you.
All right, so Colin, it is the vice president's report.
Okay. Other board members got a copy of all the bills
Mhm.
this past month that I have received as of today. Just a quick note on the National Grid. I mean, our bill this month was $469.37, and we still have a credit for $426.84. Just so everybody knows that that's on the chart there in front of you. I'm moving some money to be $10,000 coming out of the interest bearing account going into the operating account. We got some heavy expenses coming up from one would be the insurance here. It's the deadline of September 1.
Yeah.
Yep, we got it. We're gonna have to give them a check. So anyways, I have to reach out to the two insurance companies I'm working with and have them add on to this employment liability insurance coverage. To get
Okay.
that in the pool.
So what we need is to have them add that on, then we need a special meeting, so we vote to accept the terms and the
We're
price
gonna
to
have
pay
to-
them.
Yeah.
Is that what we
before
need
the
to
end of
do?
This month,
Mhm.
we're gonna have a short meeting just to discuss this. I'll have the figures in front of you, and we're gonna pick this company or that company at a shop to try to save us some money.
Okay,
And I mean, I've got two, quotes for, sexual harassment, molestation insurance also, from two little companies that would write it, and obviously we'll discuss that in the executive meeting next month, so that's basically part of it.
okay,
So anyways, this time I'll make a motion to accept the monthly bills. And if anybody wants to, before I leave, look at the JP Morgan Chase credit card bills, you're more welcome to it. I'd like the board, I'll see what's being spent and just so we know. All right,
okay.
thank you.
I second that motion to pay the bills. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Colin.
Yep.
No secretary's report. The manager's report was printed by Marion before she left, and one of the things in the report that goes into old business is her request. I'm not gonna read through all the material, right? You guys all have that, but I'd like to focus on the request for her to advertise and seek the third employee at an increased number of hours. She is asking, right, currently, it's the part-time position for 15 to 20 hours per week at $16 to $17 per hour. She would like to increase that to 20 to 25 hours per week at $16 to $17.50 per hour. That is, the maximum rate isn't automatic.
Mhm.
That relates back to the certification and qualifications experience of whoever she can, find to fill the position. And so we have to decide if we're going to allow her to do that.
What was the rate of pay?
Was it, or what she does, she want it to be?
Yeah, what's being requested?
She's requesting 20 to 25 hours per week at 16 to 17.50 per hour. Mhm. You have this sheet, that
Yep.
says that in your, okay. So because it's not about an individual, this was the thing that I was trying to figure out. We don't go into executive session for this. This is a position, an open session. We get to discuss. I'm going to make a motion that we, in fact, consider this, that we, accept her request and that we allow her to advertise for the extended hours, 20 to 25 hours per week at the greater rate of pay, 16 to 17.50. So I make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, now we can discuss it.
So what is the total hours? So, Taylor is 10 hours now per week?
I think 7, but I
Taylor,
think it's 7 to 10, to be honest.
7 to 10. I think you're right.
I don't have this piece of paper, but I don't.
And what was Taylor
Okay.
originally supposed approved for in the budget? How many hours?
Originally, she was advertising 15 to 20. This right here. This is the switch, right?
So
So
that,
originally
so
we
it's
said
basically what Taylor's hours,
it's what she was.
what she
working,
was.
The hours she was working.
Okay. So this is possibly an additional 5 hours per week plus the 7 to 10 that Taylor was doing.
Yes, and in the rest of the letter, she discusses that, it would put us over what we approved for the fiscal payroll budget.
Mhm.
But she calculated Taylor's wages actually based on 30 hours per
Right.
week.
For this year.
and prepared the budget for that. And then Taylor went back to the 10 hours per week in late March.
So there's that reserve of money that didn't go to Taylor that is available. right?
Yes, yes.
Page, okay.
So on the back of the letter, she bullet points it, she numbers it 1, 2, and 3 in terms of the request.
Mhm. Update the job posting.
Update the job posting for the hours, offer the starting wage a little higher, hire and manage position under these revised terms for any current or future applicant with the understanding that total payroll expenses may exceed the amount allotted in the current fiscal year's budget.
So that last piece, I think I need to just talk about.
Okay.
Just to understand how it pertains to the budget.
Yeah.
So let's say we hire somebody, they work 20 hours per week. Let's say 25 maximum, right? And they make $17 an hour.
Okay,
So essentially what I understood from this letter is that that individual would be continued to be paid at that rate next year, obviously. Which is outside of the allotted current fiscal year budget that we approved.
yes.
Okay, so I do not have an issue with that. It's just that I wanted to understand that. How would we highlight that? Hello, how would we highlight that? Or do we need to footnote that or anything next year budget? Because I'm not a money person. Would we need to track that? For just to know exactly what it would cost?
It will be tracked
Okay.
and anything, and when there's a term of employment,
Uh-huh.
we have to vote on it for the individual.
Okay,
So we'll see the amount, we'll see the statistics in terms of the results of
okay,
the impact on the library, for having that.
okay.
And we can change that if we see it is not cost effective. It's not
Yeah, okay,
paying off, or it's not manageable through our,
but.
things change and we will have to
Okay.
look at it again.
Okay, I did, and thank you for that. And I also wanted to mention that I did contact Marion just because I wanted to have a better understanding of, like, what were the numbers, say, a year ago or 2 years ago, and then compare it to what was reported this year. And just to share that the total patrons in 2024, she sent this to, I don't think she sent it to me, but I just asked her, was 945. Whereas for July, and this July was 1136. So, there's obviously more people here, there's more things to support. Also, the children were at 131 in July of 2024, but they were 212 in 2026. So that's obviously a growth. The monthly program in 2024 was 262, and now it's 404. So, just wanted to share that with
Yeah.
everybody, because there is, a need. right?
There's growth.
There's growth.
Yeah.
There's growth there. So. Okay, just to add that.
Yeah, so, question is, how do we get that out to the public?
Well, we have, and remember our little training session, and I think you were talking about maybe trying to implement this. We should do like an annual report to the community. That part actually comes into play, not just as a best practice, but as a necessity when you're starting this long-range plan
Yeah,
in communicating to the community. The growth, the need, and asking also from them what they're looking for aspirationally.
Right, but that's not gonna happen for a while.
right. So you're just saying in the short term.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially since there's been this tax increase and all.
Right,
We
really making
really,
sure they know we're
Great.
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you suggest?
Well, we're talking about this newsletter thing and mailing it to everybody by address, which I thought was your suggestion originally, like whatever we mail, we should mail it the way the school mails people by tax code. And I know that there's an expense to that, but I really like that suggestion because then we know we've at least offered the opportunity to people to put it in their hands because many people do not do social media. So I think an important step to this would be to put it in our first newsletter. I think we should have a bare minimum of 2, possibly 3, and an annual report that goes out. That's my
Okay.
feeling, just
So
to keep it.
is that newsletter something that staff is gonna do, or is that?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
we
want
haven't
to
talked about that.
Not lose the thread of, we have a motion on. the
Right,
floor.
we have a motion, so
So
we
we,
can talk about.
like, this is playing into whether we
Yeah.
would say yes or no to that, but I don't want to get our
Yeah.
conversation too diluted into
Yeah.
the other idea. So there's a motion to accept this proposal. There was a second. Was that right?
Yep, I second to,
Okay, we just looked at statistics that seem to support that we're growing. Is there any further discussion before we vote on this?
I'm wondering if it's not worth just figuring out what, I mean, I'm sure that I'm gonna wanna vote for it, but to know what the maximum difference is gonna be in what was budgeted and what.
that's why I brought up that question,
I'm
because
sure that we can pull up the budget and do the math, but without Marion here and without having it in front of me, I can't answer.
well, I guess we could say, look at it this way. Maximum hours the person would work would be 25, maximum amount of money they would make is $17.50, and we can quickly do that math and say,
Let me
okay,
get my calculator.
yeah. It's like, that's the most expensive.
50 times, what was the most, 25 hours,
25 hours,
So it's-
$17.50 an hour
437.50
per week.
per week. So that's times. 52 weeks, so it's like 22,750, and I do not have a budget
But,
to say.
but then there's Taylor's on top of that.
Right, so,
Yes,
but
yeah.
yeah, so what you would do with that number is some of the money. That's that figure 22,750 is gonna be covered by the difference of what is still in the budget this year that did not go to Taylor for her full hours.
Right, because they
So that's
went
the
back.
number, we have to figure that number out.
Yep,
Subtract it out from this, and then be okay with the remainder of the salary, which would go next year. Out of our pockets, that was not in the budget as this line item.
mhm. So. Where do we go from here then? Do
I
we-
really don't feel like
we
I can
vote-
make a full decision on this until I have the money in front of me.
Okay,
I just don't feel like. I
so
can
we're
do that.
tabling that
Let's table it.
until we have
Yeah.
the numbers.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
gut says we're gonna wanna go with it, but.
Helen, what do you
We
think?
should
Do you
know.
wanna run numbers, for that, or, I mean,
Yeah, I
as
don't
a
have a-
finance person?
Budget chart in front of you.
Same, I can't,
Allocated for that, and that's
Yeah.
probably a good idea just to justify that.
I think so too, thank
Okay.
you, okay.
So that has been tabled.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, I'm still in the manager's report. Okay.
Yeah.
And, but I think that was the only thing that I needed to bring to the whole board for the, what?
Maybe Claire.
Oh, the
can you-
groundskeeping we need to do.
Claire, can you help me on this maybe? How many people were on July 17th come to that movie? I just wondered, it's probably not that urgent. We got one coming up on August 14th, that's this week.
Yeah.
Do we got enough coverage here? If Marion's not here?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody.
Oh, she's here Friday.
Oh, she's
Oh,
here.
sure, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well said, thank you.
Good question, though.
This event coming up, that's created some clause in regard to they're gonna be able to be here or not because of insurance issue. When is that coming up? This month, correct?
What are you asking? I'm not sure. What,
Oh,
what?
yeah, the woman that.
Is that the poetry?
Yeah,
class?
It's happened twice already. I've been at the class and the last one is this Saturday. And, yeah,
so we allowed it to happen with no insurance.
we did,
Okay,
but we did inquire as to whether that was. It was like up to us was the answer. even though
The
both Robert and Sal's and everyone said, I mean, it's really up to you what you're gonna do. You're either gonna, she did not have her own insurance, but it was one person the first week. It was 3 people sitting writing poetry the second week. And then I'm doing my homework for Saturday and that's the end of it.
Okay.
But, so it did happen. We can continue to discuss whether that will ever happen again.
Might be a different way too, like the Eisenhower risk management squares, like depending on who the person is, if you write a policy and say, we're gonna apply this process of determining the level of risk for this person.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be an attractive way to allow some, but then with reason,
As long
maybe
as
deny
it's
others.
like
I
there's
don't know.
there's a consistently applied decision
That's what I'm
making
thinking,
process.
you know,
Anyway,
but I don't
Okay.
know how y'all feel about that, but. Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
and the last thing, sorry, Marion's
ahead.
report, I wanted to finish her report.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We needed to make a decision on lawn care coming up.
Yes.
Next
Mhm.
year.
Yep, I actually had that in old business, but yes.
Okay, so I reached out to Gary, he's here tonight, Gary Kelson's here. Backcountry and Cleveland Landscape, I tried to reach them yesterday and again today, they assured me they'd call and meet me here, and I got no response. But that contract's coming up, we need a new one
Okay,
in this month,
Mhm.
so the board's gotta make a decision on who they're gonna take. So,
And at
Gary,
this-
your bid's still what you told me the other day?
It has here.
As long as it's the same as what we
It
did,
would be, it would be.
Yeah.
except for the back there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Deal.
Gary's bid was $4,800.
uh-huh,
No response from Cleveland. And Backcountry's response was $3,400. So be up to the board to make a decision on who they want to take there.
Cleveland Brothers is no longer in business at Riverview now.
Right,
oh,
I know, but I
Oh,
call it
okay.
Cleveland, yeah. Half the trucks say Cleveland, the other side said Riverview.
are we not responsible for taking the lowest bid? Especially since it's a company that was working with us for the
Right.
last year.
Yeah.
So,
I do have one question, just because Marion's not here. How is it, so she had mentioned something about. I know when you have to do snow, I used to work at a church, so I know like the church, you always have to go to supermarkets and churches and stuff like that. You have a schedule that you keep, and Marion had mentioned. That, what is
they put
that?
it in,
They
the
put it in.
requirement for the,
Okay. No later than 9
Yeah.
AM.
yeah, they put it in the
Thank you.
contract, yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, that was the only
Guys
part.
are always done with us, always.
Yeah, okay. All right.
so
We have
So- I,
general liability with $2 million cap.
Okay.
That's gross.
Great.
I feel bad now, but I feel
well, I think you got it.
like I have to make a motion to stay with Backcountry.
Well,
Well,
I
I
don't
think-
think there's a reason you shouldn't if.
Nothing against you,
contract.
nothing against.
I know,
Gary.
nothing against you, because this gentleman is the other bid, and, it feels,
Just for the record,
yes,
from what I've seen, what they've done, and I know the boys,
mm,
I would now hire them
okay,
compared to what we used to do here. That overgrown mess back there and along the fence is unacceptable. It was never like that over here.
when is the due date on this?
The contract we got right now runs out the end of this month.
Okay. So
You want to table it? 'Cause we got
I
another
don't want to
meeting.
table it. I don't think we should table it.
Wait, are we talking about snow removal?
Yes, we're talking about this contract right here.
So what's the overgrown mess? What does that have to do with?
It's also lawn care.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's not just snow removal, it's also lawn care, so,
Groundskeeping and snow ice.
Yeah.
management.
The
So-
trees in the middle right there, if
yeah,
you don't mind me speaking,
No, that's,
the trees. That big one that fell a few years ago, we
Yeah.
cleaned up and everything, and we kept so that your patio was usable, and now the vines are growing right into your barberries, and that never happened to us.
okay,
Everything was always done, you were mowed pretty much every week, not every 2 or 3.
I certainly appreciate what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying.
And I feel like the only thing that we can do right now, is keep that in mind, having heard you and gotten your bed. But we actually talked about this would be voted on after we had, pricing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a motion to stay with backcountry lawn care and groundskeeping. I'm sorry, sir, but, is there,
Everybody's looking like this, that's your, that's the problem.
is, all
Mine.
right, I appreciate your,
I know, he knows,
mhm.
the other board member knows, she even knows
Okay,
how we used to do the stuff.
I'm sorry, what company are you with? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
We do the market, the
Mhm.
Green Catholic Church, the Greenfield Catholic Church,
Yeah,
the King's School. We do all those.
my
But-
motion is based on solely
Price.
on price.
Right, so I understand.
Yeah, so
but do we have, whose proposal is this?
that's backcountry and we've used them for a period of time now. And the only thing we were
Did
waiting
you,
on
did you
was,
submit a contract?
I talked to him personally, that's
so we
what I
don't show
said.
paper.
He gave me his quote,
And it was
Okay. Well, and it was, what was the quote?
48
48.
Okay,
$400 a month.
and this is 3,400.
But as I tell all my customers, you get what you pay for.
I understand
And I
that.
like the guys.
I do understand that too, but I don't know that I feel comfortable like discussing the comparison of quality of work here right now when they're not here to even talk about it, but. So here's what we're doing. I'm making a motion to accept backcountry. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Is there any further discussion? It's almost $1,000.
yeah,
All right.
okay.
Any further discussion?
It's 1400.
$1,400. So all in favor? Aye. Okay,
I mean,
and I feel terrible that he
well,
feels like
you know, I
that,
was
but
trying to get his bids, and,
I know,
I asked him, he told me, and obviously, he should come with me.
and there was, I mean, we couldn't even really compare paperwork contract to contract, but I certainly didn't want to be rude to him being here, but I also don't want to be rude to them by them not being here and discussing them.
Mhm.
Like that.
Just curious, was the reason we stopped using him and went to the one that we're using?
Did we ever use this gentleman's company?
He said
Yeah,
we used to.
Not since I've been on the board though.
Contract.
Yeah,
He,
okay,
the last time there was bids out, he was way higher.
Oh,
so. All right, so we have approved the new contract for backcountry.
Yep.
All right. We tabled the extended hour proposal for hire, that's an old business. And I printed off one copy of the minutes from July because we started an action item checklist. And so I wanted to make sure we reviewed it. Marion was checking with the attorney about the programming insurance, and she did in fact do that. It didn't come to a huge resolution, but she did what she said she was going to do. Colin was checking with the backcountry pricing, and he did that. And I was checking with Supervisor Niles for the handyman. I did that. Marion, was checking about the pizza for teen game night being tax exempt, and she did that. It was in her manager's report. And Maggie was checking into whether all committee meetings are open to the public, and she did that, and she emailed me something which states that if the population is less than 1 million, then a small group doesn't have to have the open meeting law. Oh, I don't know if I'm phrasing that exactly correctly, but you don't have to say you're gonna do your meetings like this if you're working on the long-range plan, was what Maggie found.
right, okay, okay.
One little disclaimer is that I recall seeing that the last time we did that also, in bringing up the fact that we certainly don't have 1 million people in our serviceable area. And it got shot down somehow, and today, through the entire box Ted gave me, I looked for something that would back that up and couldn't find it. So that's just my memory. And, I'm just reporting that Maggie did what she said she was going to do, and we believe
Okay. so
that
you
you're
believe that
free and
that's correct.
clear to
Okay,
have gatherings with, you do need volunteers. And so you have to campaign, recruit people from the communities, trying to make sure you're getting different organizations and different, townships represented on your group. Okay?
Can those meetings be, anywhere? Or do
They
have
should
to
be on site.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went over the action items with great success.
Do we have, do Chris and I, do we have an action item that we need to do before next month on this, or we're like really looking into the future?
You need to research the steps for the long-range action plan and discuss together.
Mhm.
And I would say, one, look at that survey, look at the steps that Sal's recommends, and start recruiting to make your committee. You have to form your committee.
Okay, I have those three. And what we really want to do is be working with all of the correct people, correctly named people from March through August of next year. Once everybody's been identified, right? The volunteers.
Yeah.
Once all that.
It doesn't have to be March through August. That was just our time frame,
Right.
because so we did cover 6 months, but
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
you can start whenever you think you're ready to start. We just need
Yeah.
one by the end of 2027, I believe.
okay.
So shall I put that as an action item for the
Yeah.
next meeting? We'll get together and
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
between now and then.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good thing, yeah.
And the former strategic action plan is online. You can look at our last one, and you can look at all their libraries' action plans on their sites too, to get ideas.
Mhm.
Okay,
Just curious, do we evaluate the last strategic plan in any way? Like say we actually did this, we didn't do that?
that is, the board in general will do that, and we've been doing it all along. One of the ways that I asked Marion to help us do that is in her reports.
I love that she does
She,
that.
she references which goal from the action plan she was addressing.
I really like
So,
that.
like, yeah, that's how we do, we'll discuss that as a big board.
Okay, so if there were items that haven't been addressed, that would come.
Yeah, I think, pretty sure most of them have been addressed, but we can look at that together as a board. Or if you guys do it, that's fine too, and just bring it back to us if you think something's not getting done. Okay. Is there new business? You said you had a lot of questions. Is that for now or for,
Guess I haven't been on.
so,
Just one other question, quick, just before we get into
Yep.
anything else here. You stated that there's a fundraiser gonna happen, Janice, here. And I asked
I
you,
didn't state that, but I know that Marion has mentioned it. It's been in her reports, yeah.
but we haven't had it yet, there's no date set for it.
There is a date. Let me see if I can find it in the paperwork.
I didn't see it.
Fundraiser on Friday with the movie.
Is
Oh,
that
that's this
what
Friday.
the fundraiser-
Okay, yeah.
There is the movie and the fundraising portion will be Saturday.
Okay, all right, that's what I was just trying to figure out. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we need to, before we go to, public comments, do we need to figure out when we're meeting to,
Sure.
Talk about insurance.
talk about the insurance so we can pay them in a timely manner?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, can we do that after public comments? I guess we could. I don't know.
I can stay.
Yeah.
Is that okay to do after public comments, or do we have to do that now in front of everyone?
I don't see it.
Okay, we'll
You
do,
will.
are there public comments?
Yes.
Okay. State your name and where you're from.
Well, unfortunately, I'm from Lake Cruiser, and I just wanted, I didn't bring anything particular that I wanted to say, but I just want to say that I appreciated your, response to the gentleman about the lawn mowing and your decision to, even though I think it was kind of a difficult one to save as much money as possible. In regard to what he was saying, it also might be helpful if somebody talked with our current lawn care people and asked them to maybe have a checkpoint thing so that they are actually doing,
He's going minutes too.
a complete job.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing, at least doing what we're asking, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
like
have,
that.
we don't already have that. We may already, I don't know.
Well, it's similar to what we did with we need the snow removal done before we open
Right.
for safety. So similarly,
Yeah, this,
checkpoints.
this contract you got here is a lot more thorough.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe someone needs to go around and see what,
That's
Take pictures and send it to them and things like that, and
what we want
Yeah.
done and go over that with them. When this contract is renewed, it's usually.
Yeah.
thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Thank you. Oh, yes. State your name and where you're from.
I'm Penny Grant. I live in Fort Lake. And I want to say that I very much enjoyed this meeting. It's my first one here. And you're knowledgeable, you're confident, you're efficient, and I'm very impressed. I do have a question though. My library in New Jersey, just in the last couple of years, created a long-range action plan. And it was a very interesting process. I think even though our library's been in existence for a long time, this is actually the first one we actually had created. And we involved the community in creating it. I don't know if you're planning to do that or not, but their input was very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And we finally finished it earlier this year, and it's really nice, and the community is very happy with it.
Yeah. Actually, that's part of the mandate is that you involve the community. So you survey them in terms of their aspirational thoughts and needs and goals for the library. And then you have them as part of the committee in the end. So, yeah.
So think about if you want to be part of that.
I'm sorry,
So think about whether you would want to be part of that process.
hey, I'm not here,
Yeah.
past
not here.
all of Labor Day, so I'm not sure that if I get to help in any way or.
You probably could
I'm
remotely.
happy to talk with you about that.
It's it's about a 6, my experience is of doing one. So I don't want to act like I'm an expert, but it was a 6-month process.
It's like,
And there were approximately 9 of us. And it was great work. It was great discussions and, each meeting was about an hour and a half, like ours.
and each meeting involved different sections of the community.
Yes,
Including kids.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's valuable.
Well, thank
Thank
you,
you very much. I enjoyed this.
thank you. I appreciate the public comments. And so I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Aye. The meeting is adjourned.